What's going on, YouTube, Facebook, subscribers, viewers of this video? Bill Mack here with you once again for another edition of The Middleman. Yes, folks, this is another story, another video on a story that just came out today, which I find it very, very amusing. You know, we've heard so many dumb things said over the presidency so far from President Trump. Well, today's story isn't from Trump, but it could be his mouthpiece. Yes, the White House press secretary, Sean Spicer, which many of you know has had his nice little run-ins since becoming press secretary, he made some kind of rather eyebrow-raising comments today when speaking to the media when he was trying to discuss condemning Russia's alliance with the Syrian president al-Assad. And remember, the U.S. President Trump had ordered 59 Tomahawk missiles to be dropped on on the Syria leaders' military places, and because in retaliation for the reports that al-Assad had used sarin gas, chemical gas, that he used on on his own people, innocent civilians that he used it on, and a lot of people were really crying out because of this crime against humanity. So President Trump had decided he was going to go ahead and drop some. He showed the U.S.'s strength and show them that this kind of behavior, using chemical weapons on your own people, innocent people, will not be tolerated, and it's against humanity. So he used 59 Tomahawk missiles and was successful in his first air bombing of Syria. Now, Russia has come out against this, and over the last couple days or so, whether they've known about the drop beforehand, which President Trump did say he claims he notified some of the other neighboring countries about this before it was to happen. So we come to today, Mr. Spicer's up in front, and he said, this is what he says. He says, and I quote, we didn't even use chemical weapons in World War II. Quote, he said you had something as despicable as Hitler, who didn't even think to using chemical weapons. Unquote. What happened to that little thing that maybe Mr. Spicer, you would call something called the Holocaust, where Hitler sent millions and millions of Jewish people to their deaths through gas chambers and other forms of dying back during the war, and it was millions lost through these concentration camps, and it struck a nerve in this ABC News correspondent. She said, "So what you're saying is that when you come to sarin gas, he was not using gas on his own people the same way Assad was doing." And Spicer said, no. What I'm saying is the way that he used them, that he went in the towns, he dropped them in the innocent in the middle of towns. It was brought, so the use of it, I appreciate the clarification which somebody had told him to the side. He said that was not the intent. So here we go, and I'll get right into the report here of what he said, but you just have to hear this, folks. So let's just get to the video, and here's what he had to say.
You look, we didn't use chemical weapons in World War II. You had someone as despicable as Hitler who didn't even sink to using chemical weapons. So you have to, if you're Russia, ask yourself, is this a country that you and a regime that you want to align yourself with? You have previously signed on to international agreements, rightfully acknowledging that the use of chemical weapons should be out of bounds by every country. To not stand up to not only Assad, but your own word should be troubling. And this is Russia put their name on the line. So it's not a question of how long that alliance has lasted, but at what point do they recognize that they are now getting on the wrong side of history in a really bad way really quickly?
Sean, thanks. I just want to give you the opportunity to clarify something.
Listen to this.
Seems to be gaining some traction right now. Quote, Hitler didn't even sink to the level of using chemical weapons. What did you mean by that?
I think when you come to sarin gas, he was not using the gas on his own people the same way that a shot is doing. I mean, there was clearly. I understand your point. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. There was not.
So, the mouthpiece of the president, which is what the press secretary is, says this. And it was just very shocking to me what came out of his mouth, you know. And this really offended a lot of people. No matter what you try to say, what you say out to the public, they're going to get it. And it's going to be headlines no matter how much you try and go. He claims this. We got a statement from Nancy Pelosi from California, which she's the House Minority Leader. She said that at this time, while Jewish families all across America are celebrating the Passover, the chief correspondent of this White House is downplaying the horror of the Holocaust. He's saying that it's not the same thing. It's not like the Hitler did what Assad did. But she says that Spicer should be fired, and if the president must immediately disavow this man's his own spokesman's statements, which I agree with. I mean, Spicer's just being too. She even said that. She said that if he either is speaking for the president, or the president should have known better than hire him to begin with. And I actually agree with this. The man has had so much confrontation, whether he's speaking for the president or the president told him to say this, or something he wrote, is just absolutely ridiculous. You can never downplay one of the most horrific things that ever happened in history, in the world's history, is the Holocaust. One of the things that happens, and even the White House, the committee chairman, Tom Perez, said the White House absolutely must apologize for the calculus and inaccurate statements about the Holocaust. Shameful. And that's from Tom Perez. So I agree. They should do something. I mean, this man, I don't know who you have worse in the media, but they're making sound bites, and I guarantee you it'll go on Saturday Night. But very sad, not getting away from it, folks. Very sad to see this happen. Even the Anne Frank, and the Anne Frank Center were condemning this, and he even called, and he didn't even get it part. He even called the concentration camps the Holocaust Center. He brought them to the Holocaust Center. Oh yeah, just welcome them right in. Come on, sit down and have a cup of tea. Enjoy yourself a little bit. Go ahead, come get something to eat. Let's go get a Holocaust Center. But you're Nazi concentration camps. Very despicable, dumb thing to say. And so, this just came out, and it's just really widespread, going viral. I don't understand Spicer, but you're dumb. I would call this dumb word of the week, or dumb phrase of the week. But I just figured I'd point this out to each one of you. This is Bill Mack here with the middleman, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Just condemning Spicer for what he said, but maybe President Trump will do something to him sooner or later. So until next time with the middleman, this is Bill Mack here. Take it easy.